Okay, so camera's on, let's see. So let me position you so that you're in there someplace reasonable. There you are. Okay, so you all set? I can ask you a question. And then, okay, so I just wanted to say hi. This is Shanti, and you were part of the restorative circle that we had 2 days ago. And this is part of our effort to kind of document, I think Dominic calls it telling stories, the good stories and the bad stories. So wondering if you've got anything that you want people to know about what happened with the restorative circle.
Well, first of all, I'm just really excited that we called a circle, that Laura and I were so invested in talking to people about this and not just saying, oh, we can't do anything. Because that's such a habit that, well, you know, what are we going to do? Not everybody in Oroville agrees, and what can we say to each other that might move anything about this particular issue or all the other issues that are unsolved in Oroville where people are doing things that are impacting other people. So ever since you and Laura, Jason and Laura came back from Dominic's training, I've been super excited about this. And I do see that we've made some progress. That our circles are a little bit more, like this circle for me was much calmer, partly maybe because some other people didn't come, but the people who did come were really focused on their own truth, their inner truth, their outer truth, and moving forward as a community with support from each other. I think the big part for me is looking at how individuals in Oroville can support each other informally. And I want to put in that for me, restorative circles is ancient wisdom that indigenous people had for hundreds of thousands of years or thousands of years of talking to each other about the problem, everybody that's concerned. And it's like us civilized people have just given it to the police and the courts and say, well, we can't do anything, but we have those organizations that do it. Here in Oroville, we're back to, we have to solve our problems authentically ourselves. And I don't want to go to police and courts. I want to come up with a safety net or a security with each other that we provide each other. And actually another member of the circle said container. I really like that word, a container for each other to deal with difficult issues. And also the inner and outer solutions. Some people were talking about, well, you just have to heal your pain inside and you have to do meditation or healing practices. And so you won't be affected by disruptive people. And other people were saying, but it's like you have a wound and the inside can be healed, but the outside can be helped also by putting something healing on that wound. And I would like to know both ways of working with difficult issues or difficult people. You know, I mean, we're all difficult to some people and sometimes, but some can be majorly disruptive to our whole community. And I've heard stories about others, but this one impacted me personally. So I know more about this story than I knew about other stories that I hear about in Oroville. I haven't found a solution for how to deal with it, but it's my internal question all the time. How can I support the other people and how can they support me? Maybe we can call each other when something's happening, maybe just telephoning. Maybe when the person comes that's so-called banned, we can actually talk to that person maybe with other people. Maybe it's not just individually that each individual has to come up in the moment with, well, what do I do when I see this person? And I think I expressed the most concern about the disruption that she can still cause. What I'm concerned about is this process usually gets to an action plan when people see their own self-responsibility. And what I've heard about this person who's disruptive in my life, or has been, is that she hasn't shifted. That's the part I'm concerned about. She's still saying things now, like a couple days ago, that can impact our community about being innocent and not really having caused a problem. For me, that's the problem here. It's not that a year ago something happened, but that a couple days ago when she came to Oroville, she talked to a friend of ours And she said these things that to me are not showing any transformation or even change inside her. So for me, I want more protection for my friends in Oroville. And I'm not saying I know how to get this, but I'm working on it. And what I'm really excited about is having people from the community means that we have more support from different parts, like one person from the Oroville Council. I mean, we have different members of the community showing up now in our circle, and that makes a huge difference to me. Yeah.
You want to say something about what that difference means to you?
The difference is that there's people potentially knowing about restorative circles in all different committees and parts of Oroville. So when something far away from me happens, that person will know that there is a restorative system in Joy, and in some places they're looking at having more restorative systems in Oroville. And maybe someday it'll even be like Oroville says, we can really use this tool, and we could have more people trained in using this tool. And without punishing people, just trying to figure out how do you keep your community functioning well when conflict comes up, and how is conflict a normal part of life instead of like, oops, Oroville is supposed to be this amazing place to live, and oops, it had a conflict, instead of, wow, people living together have conflicts, and now what can we do when conflicts come up? Yeah.
Great.
So,
Super.
that's all I'm coming up with in the moment, unless you have another question.
I think that's great. Thank you, Shanti.
Okay. I was